Hi all. So this is day 3 of me reading a Bible verse to you, as I have been doing for the last couple of days. So as you know, it's from my King James Bible, and I find today's verse a very interesting verse because I was literally just thinking about this morning. I love how all this works. So, like, for some reason this crossed my mind this morning and I was thinking about it, and then it's come up in today's pick, and like, it is just random. I actually do just open the Bible, and it came up today as the one. So we're obviously meant to learn about this, and as I say to you all the time, I'm no expert on anything in the Bible, so I always check in with get ChatGPT to give us some meaning and context around it. So let me read the verse to you to start with. So it is Mark 10 verse 10 to 12. So Mark 10 verse 10 to 12. So let me read it to you, and then we will read what ChatGPT tells us it's all about. So and in the house of his disciples, and in the house his disciples asked him again of the same matter. And he said unto them, Whosoever shall put away his wife and marry another committeth adultery against her. And if a woman shall put away her husband and be married to another, she commits adultery. So, yeah, let's see what ChatGPT tells us the meaning of this passage. So, this passage comes right after Jesus was asked by the Pharisees about divorce. So in Mark 10, 2-9, they were trying to test him about the law of Moses, which allowed a man to give his wife a certificate of divorce. Jesus responded by pointing them back to God's original design for marriage in Genesis. The two shall be one flesh, and therefore God hath joined together, let not man put asunder. When the disciples asked him privately for explanation, verse 10, Jesus makes it clear. Marriage is a covenant designed by God, not just a social contract. To divorce and then remarry while the first spouse is still alive is breaking that covenant. It's adultery. This applied not just to men, but also to women. So verse 12 was about that. That was radical in Jesus' time because Jewish law mainly spoke about men divorcing women, but Jesus gave equal accountability. So, lessons that we can take away from this according to ChatGPT. Number 1, marriage is sacred. It is God who joins husband and wife together. Number 2, divorce is not God's intention. While the Old Testament permitted it due to hardness of heart, Jesus reaffirms God's original design of faithfulness. 3, equal accountability. Both husband and wife are held to the same standard. And number 4, adultery is more than an act, it's breaking covenant. Marriage is a lifelong covenant relationship, not to be ended lightly. So, it is important to also remember the wider context of Scripture. While Jesus sets God's standards here, other passages like Matthew 19:9 and 1 Corinthians 7:15 address situations like adultery or abandonment where divorce may be permitted. So let's quickly turn to Matthew 19:9 and have a quick read of that. Matthew 19:9. And I say unto you, whosoever shall put away his wife, except it for fornication, and shall marry another, committeth adultery. and whoso marrieth her which is put away doth commit adultery. So there we go. That is where, and then 1 Corinthians. It's not here. There we go. 1 Corinthians 7:15. 7:15. But if the unbelieving depart, let him depart. A brother or a sister is not under bondage in such cases, but God hath called us to peace. Okay. So now the reason I was thinking about this morning was, it's all around that judgment of people, right? So there's lots of people who say that they live for God and talk about their other people's situations and give other people a hard time because they're, not doing the right thing according to the Bible, and yet these people are divorced and are remarried. And so, back to my original thing around, like I said a couple of days ago, when in John 8, verse 7, so when they continued asking him, he lifted himself and said unto them, he that is without sin among you, let him first cast a stone at her. So that's where my thought process was this morning. I was just thinking about, there's lots of, I'm divorced. I'm not in another relationship, but I am divorced. And, if you get with somebody else, it is clearly adultery according to the Bible. Now, that's my understanding. It's my belief. You may have a different interpretation of this, and that's fine as well. But, let's talk some more tomorrow on whatever verse we come across tomorrow. I hope you have a good day. God bless.